What's going on, duelists? Welcome back to the ACPodcast. It's been a while since we got to do one of these. We had some technical difficulties that prevented the last one. I actually had my computer die on me when I was actually recording a podcast last time, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like it kind of goes along with the general shtick here that I'm running. So yeah, welcome to AC Podcast, where if you're looking for what is it again? If you're looking for
God, if you're
great
looking
takes,
for good takes on important topics, you come to the wrong place.
okay, there we go. If you're looking for great takes on important topics, you've come to the wrong place. We got some great topics for you today, but first I want to read my favorite comments from the last podcast. Ivan L said, top 3 best podcasts on YouTube. So, I mean, we take those, I guess. Depending on what the other two are, that could be an insult. Sort of like a thing. And then we also have Sugar Magic, who said, I only give my data to tech companies for the plot. Which, yeah, checks out. So we've got our usual guest here. We got Matt. We got...
Oh, man.
he has picked topics 1 and 3. I've picked topic number 2. So first, you're going to be talking about cryptocurrency in general. I think this is a great topic. I might even spend a little more time on this one.
I actually wanted you to kind of drive the conversation here on this one because I know you have a lot to say. Like, you're driving the bus, but I'm adding commentary here.
Oh, okay. So the topic that I picked, which I don't know, may even be related to cryptocurrency, is shilling for corporations. What are the corporations that we would be willing to shill for? Everyone has their price. And then for topic number 3, that's our GOAT format topic. We are going to be talking about GOAT format Highlander, which presumably that's you're only allowed to use one of each card. Is that what that is supposed to be?
I basically also want to talk about what the ban list would have to look like, and what would make that kind of what would make that kind of format fun to play, basically.
All right. Well, anyways, so cryptocurrency, I guess he said you wanted me to drive the bus. Speaking of buses, when it comes to cryptocurrency, a lot of people are being thrown under them. There's definitely plenty of scams out there, which I've talked about a little, but there's also a lot of cryptocurrencies that aren't scams. So yeah, in the description of this video, I'll have a link to some of the blog posts where I've talked about cryptocurrencies. But I mean, in general, my view is best time to buy crypto is when everyone in the media is saying it's dead, and the worst time to buy crypto is when, everyone is already aboard the train, so to speak. So,
I agree with that partially because I feel like crypto is a very big target for people doing pump and dump schemes, especially since it's such a high variance investment already that it's much harder to detect or prove that these
it's not really regulated at all. None of this.
Exactly. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of pump and dumps, and in fact, I had someone who bought Doge at 40. And I think, what is Doge at now? 38?
I don't know. I mean
even... Good.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, just with stocks and cryptos, there's definitely, tons of speculation going on. And, not a lot of, investing based on the fundamentals. And, I mean, there are fundamentals with crypto. Some people, don't think there are. No fundamentals, they're all worthless. But, size of the network, hash rate, what organizations have or haven't adopted it, all that stuff, that's all fundamentals.
Well, 99.9% of retail investors don't consider any of that.
Sure. But, yeah, the point is that it is better to consider those things, not just, jump on whatever bandwagon is going on. And I don't know, Matt. You don't know who like the YouTuber CoffeeZilla is, do you?
I don't, but tell me more.
He's very popular. I like. I don't know. Some of his stuff is like clickbaity, but he talks a lot. Like he likes crypto, but he's basically his gimmick is that like he warns people about scams, just like in general. But obviously, a lot of his videos lately have been about crypto because like there's just tons of like crypto scams going on. And he was talking about how like some of these like shit coins or whatever will like pay celebrities to shill their coin. Like, so you had like you know like Soldier Boy, the rapper.
What?
Do you know who
What?
Soldier Boy is?
Yes,
Soldier
I know
Boy
who
up in
Soldier
it.
Boy is.
Oh, watch me. Da,
Oh
da,
my
da,
God,
da, you know,
no.
whatever. So that guy
No.
was like paid to shill some coin called like Safe Mars or something. So like I guess there's some people who are like, oh, Safe Moon like isn't enough of a scam. We need to like come up with Safe Mars.
Oh my God.
So he was like being paid to like shill that coin, and people will do that. They'll be like, "Oh, my favorite celebrity is like shilling this coin, so I'm gonna go buy it." Apparently, it works because you know these celebrities will make like 10,000. You know, they get paid like $10,000 to like shill some coin on
To
Instagram.
like, to like tweet it or Instagram
Yeah,
it. Oh my
yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah, like on Instagram or Twitter, and it's like
Oh my God.
obviously
Must be
it's very
nice.
humorous, and that's why like CoffeeZilla makes these videos because like it's mostly just like how stupid are you people. But the answer apparently is quite stupid. Um,
Uh, and every time I hear a story like this, I just lose more and more faith in the human race.
yeah, but even with like S packs or whatever, you have I don't know like just like random celebrities that you've never heard of like making an S pack. Like I think even like Pamela Anderson had one. Just like yeah, give me a bunch of money so I can like go buy some company. I don't know. It's just very strange. Like
Ugh.
it's just one of those things where it's like the Fed is printing so much money and people literally don't know how to spend it. Like, you know, oh, I got like my, you know, 5 stimulus checks. Better go buy some Dogecoin or whatever. I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
sure, but good luck with that.
Well, I mean, people are doing it. Like,
Uh,
I mean, there's been speculation in basically you know, everything. You know, whatever the cool kids like, you know, people are buying it up. You know, with their stimmy checks and whatnot.
True. I mean, like the other thing, it's like that's it's not really crypto, but it's similar. Like it kind of reminds me of like options trading on Wall Street bets.
Yeah, I mean, that's an example too. Like,
It's like, oh my God, we love Clove and AMC
well,
and
it's become
GM.
increasingly ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I mean, not that Wall Street Bets was ever exactly a you know a hub of intelligence, so to speak, but it's just like, hey, short interest is 30%. Squeeze 10 rocket emojis, and like that's just the entire post. Like,
Oh my God, and they'll just show some random like stat page for it.
yeah, I mean, like,
Or
it's like it's funny. You know, I actually you know I work with smart people. And there's like multiple people in my office who like bought AMC, you know, within the past couple weeks, going like, oh yeah, I know this company's headed for bankruptcy, but it might push higher. Like that's when you know things have really gotten crazy.
I mean, if you're gonna day trade it, fine. But if you're gonna like buy and hold, what's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, obviously this is like a short-term bet, but like day traders don't make money. Like you can read all kinds of stories about how people have gotten rich or whatever. You know, whether it's Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, whatever. You will not.
It's
None
rarely
of
day
those people
traders.
got rich day trading. Like I forget what the statistics is, but or what they are rather. But it's like something like, you know, 90% of day traders like don't beat the market, and like more than half of them like don't even make money. Like I mean it's
Yeah,
gambling, right? Like oh
yeah,
I'll buy this stock, you know, not at all based on fundamentals, just based on oh that people are gonna go buy more of it. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, so I mean there are plenty of cryptocurrencies that have potential to sort of get back to the original topic. I mean, even Bitcoin, I don't know if you'd heard, Matt, but El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as like official legal tender.
Whoa.
Yeah, so El Salvador has three legal currencies now. It has their own, I don't know what it's called, and then it has the U.S. dollar, and then it has Bitcoin. Those are the three legal currencies in El Salvador. So,
Wow.
yeah, I think, I mean, a lot of people are sounding the alarm. I mean, unfortunately, like, it's mostly people that no one gives a shit about. But, like, in the last year, like, the US dollar has, gone down in value in comparison to almost every other currency in the world, right? Like, it's lost money versus the pound, lost money versus the euro, lost money, versus the yen, lost money versus, the peso, and so on and so forth. So, like, a lot of these countries that either officially or unofficially use the U.S. dollar as their currency, they're like, well, the U.S. dollar is losing value. We need, like, we need something more real. As that guy from Star Wars Episode 1 would say. Credits are no good here. I need something more real. What was his name?
Yes.
Like Wako or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I
My
fucked
drinks don't work on me, only money.
Yeah, I
I don't know,
mean, so
something like that.
yeah, if you just like, these countries in the outer rim are like, yeah, U.S. dollar, it's no good here. We need something more real.
Pass. Which is that's terrifying. What
Yeah,
does that say? I mean, is it time for like, because the U.S. dollar is the world like reserve currency.
yeah,
Is
for
it
now.
time for a new? Is it time for a new currency to you know be our world reserve currency?
Well, I mean, it might be it might be like the Chinese currency or whatever, the yuan or
The one,
won or something.
the
Yeah,
one.
won. Yeah, because I mean, China's actually pissed because they're like, because it used to be that they liked the fact that their currency like didn't have value because it made it easier to like export stuff, right? Oh, we can sell all of our
Yeah.
cheap goods and dump them on other countries. But since it's like gained a substantial amount of value, like in comparison, to the U.S. dollar, they're like, well, shit. Now it's now that makes our goods like more expensive for Americans. So like, what's gonna happen to our exports?
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I think Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has a future. I think Ethereum has a future. Um,
What
there's
about
other.
things like Litecoin, like something like still kind of a thing, but like it's kind of like Litecoin seems to be the crypto that it's like it never gets any buzz, but it still kind of follows like same gains and losses.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the cryptocurrencies, like their prices are kind of correlated with each other because a lot of the price is driven by speculation. Personally, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know Litecoin was supposed to have, like lower transaction costs and stuff, but I think, Bitcoin and Ethereum are kind of working on solving that. So I don't know. I don't really know what Litecoin does. I mean, I'm not like a crypto expert to be honest. Like,
No, no, yeah, and neither am I. But this is more of like we want to drop what we do know.
yeah, I mean, I think like Ethereum will have, I think it'll be pretty huge when Ethereum switches to proof of stake, which will, you know, decrease transaction costs and energy usage and so on and so forth by like 99.9%. Um, but yeah, I mean, I definitely think like crypto in general has a future. I think we're still going to be talking about it in 10, 20, 30 years
Oh,
because
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, obviously we used to have mail, now we have email. Um, we used to have real life dating, now we have online dating. We used to have paper books, now we have ebooks. I mean, it makes sense that the same
Oh,
thing would happen with our money, right?
oh man, and that another thing that's like a little advantage of crypto is like I had to do like a bank transfer the other day, and I
Oh
was just
yeah.
thinking, man, I wish I could send, and I'm like, I should just send like you know 1/4 Ethereum, or I don't even remember what the
Oh yeah,
amount
yeah,
was.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah,
I mean, because
crypto
that would have
definitely
cleared
has.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I had a case where like I had to send an international wire, and it's like, oh, the fee is like $20, and it's gonna take like a week to clear, and I'm like, well, wow, I wish I could send crypto and have it clear instantly, and it cost me like a couple of dollars.
Couple of cents sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like a lot of, I mean, it's sometimes when a crypto goes up in price, that can kind of be like it can sort of be a victim of its own success, where it's like if Ethereum goes way up in value, now it's like all of the coins that are derived from Ethereum, the fee to send them to someone else will be higher. So like I was thinking, oh, if I want to send someone like USD coin or whatever, it will cost more to send someone USD coin if Ethereum goes up a lot in value.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But would that be would you say that would be an argument for like finding a way to like regulate like for maybe the U.S. government to step in and regulate crypto prices?
I think people would lose their shit if the U.S. government tried to regulate crypto prices.
Probably. I'm just saying. I'm not talking like
know.
politically. I'm talking practically here.
I don't know what that means, Matt.
Politically, we should find out who really killed Jeffrey Epstein. But practically, we won't, because obviously.
This is taking such a weird turn.
I mean, like, what I'm saying is like
how do we go to Jeffrey Epstein? I'm so confused.
Let me try to break it down.
Guys,
right? That's what I mean.
I'm not saying the U.S. government should regulate crypto. What I'm saying is Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
What I'm saying is like people lose their shit whenever like government tries to do anything these days, in the U.S. particularly.
Yeah, I mean, I think mostly for good reason.
Well, right. What I'm saying is like politically, like that kind of shit will never fly, but practically, would there be an advantage to it? That's what I'm asking. Like,
no, I mean, a crypto's worth what it's worth. I mean, it should be like a self-correcting process, right? If people don't want to use Ethereum because it costs too much to do a transfer, then less people will use it, and then the value of it will go down, and then it'll become more attractive again, and so on. And after they go to proof of stake, a lot of these problems hopefully should go away. I mean, we don't necessarily know what'll happen yet because it hasn't happened, but
yeah. No, okay. So then, that pretty much answered what I was, trying to.
Yeah, I mean, in general, like, I don't know. I sort of had the philosophy of like, just let whatever it is, even getting aside from crypto, if there's some problem in an industry, just let the industry innovate their way out of the problem. Don't try to like push some solution on them artificially.
Yeah, generally speaking, that has had a decent track record. I mean, there have been some failures with it, but I'd say as a default, it's our best bet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, and I mean, I do have more to say on crypto, but I've written about it a lot, like in my blog post, so I will have links to all those in the comments. Because
I
mean, it's pretty amazing because with like both Bitcoin and Ethereum, I managed to like buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Like, I sold my Ethereum at like 4,000 each, and I sold my Bitcoin at like 50,000 each. So like not the exact top, but like
pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. Because it's like, when 10-year-olds are like buying SafeMoon, like that's when you know that like the crypto bubble is getting out of hand. You know what I mean? When people's logic for like buying a coin is just screaming, "We're going to the moon!" And like that's just where the logic begins and ends. Like, things are getting out of hand. So yeah,
And another thing, I just want to I guess have a footnote here. You sold your Bitcoin because you needed to you're at the point where you just need to protect what you have and find safe sources of return, right? That's the main
Well, I
reason you
mean,
sold it.
no, I mean, I mostly because it just seems like I think in the short term. When I say the short term, I mean like the next year or two. It's I just didn't see it going much higher. Like it just seemed like everyone had kind of already jumped on the bandwagon, and you have companies that are like MicroStrategy that are literally like borrowing millions of dollars so they can buy Bitcoin. And to me, it's like again the best time to buy crypto is when everyone in the media is saying it's dead. And the worst time to buy crypto is when everyone in the media won't shut up about how it's taking over the world. Like it's sort of the old Warren Buffett mentality of be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Um, so yeah, I mean, I bought
Yeah.
Bitcoin like basically at the last bottom, which was like right after the pandemic hit, and it lost like I don't know, like half of its value in a week. That was like when I bought it, and that was when everyone
I
was.
did the same thing.
But yeah, but then you had people, all these people's. Oh, this is proof, guys. Bitcoin's dead, right? It dropped like 50% in a week. Who would want to own any kind of asset that does that? Um, I was like, well,
And you said I do.
yeah, I do. So it's
and another thing is about I just want to say one last thing about crypto, and then I'll be able to say my piece. And this is related to stocks, but I had a friend who's like, "Oh my God, you got to buy AMC, buy AMC, buy AMC, buy AMC," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do with my portfolio right now. It might be a good investment for you, maybe, but it's not a good investment for me." And for multiple reasons, I want a stock I can buy and hold forever, preferably not necessarily a stock that I buy and then I have to either time sell it or I have to or I have to kind of hold and just hope it doesn't go bankrupt.
right.
It's not where I want to be. Like for someone like you, single guy in his early 20s and who,
With me,
doesn't.
like with my stocks, as might sound weird to some people, but with me, when I buy a stock, I get happy when it goes down because that means I get to buy more at an even cheaper price.
Yeah, in a way that is the case.
So
In a way
that's
it's
kind of the
kind in a way
mentality
it's a
I
good
have. I'm
thing.
like, here's the dollar figure that I'm willing to pay for this stock. If it goes above that, I don't buy more. I just hold, and if it goes below that, I just buy more.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So anyways, let's move on to the next topic, which again somewhat related, which is shilling for corporations. Yeah, I've been thinking about this lately because as everyone knows, I'm pretty much right on the sort of the edge of like being a celebrity. Right now, I'm like an F list celebrity, but I think I could get to like D list celebrity pretty soon.
Dude,
So
Kathy Griffin was a D-list celebrity. You think you're gonna be as big as Kathy Griffin?
yeah, probably.
I mean,
So
these days that's not an accomplishment, but
so yeah, it's like obviously what do celebrities do? They mostly just show for corporations, right? You get in like a hamburger commercial or something like that. So what about you, Matt? If you were famous, who would you sell out for, right? Because there's some where you
Wawa,
wouldn't,
Wawa,
right? Like I wouldn't want to
Wawa
be
for
in like
sure.
a commercial for cigarettes. Well, I guess you can't legally do commercials for cigarettes anymore. But
I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
I would suck the VP of Wawa's dick. I mean, come on.
Just because like you've heard he's got a big dick, or
No, just because Wawa is like one of my favorite places. I love their coffee. I love their sandwiches. I love their everything.
so you would be like the Subway guy, but with less kid diddling.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Well, I
That's a
mean,
good way to put it.
well, I'm sure you could imagine like what company I would show for. Should be easy guess.
Uh, yes, I know exactly. I know because you're all about value.
Yeah, a little
Yes.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
for me it would be I would kind of be like the Subway guy again without the kid touching. But instead of like, the before and after of like, oh, I used to be fat, but I ate Subway and now I'm not anymore. It'd be like the opposite. It'd be like, hey, I used to be like a skinny fuck, but now because I get so much calories per dollar, I got a thick booty. You know what I mean? So like, all the commercials I think would be like me delivering a Little Caesars pizza to someone's house who like didn't order it, and they're like, so like you show up at their door and you're like, oh, here's your pizza, and they're like, what? I didn't order pizza. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you ain't got no booty, so you need to eat up. And it's always like a woman at
Oh
the
my
other end with like
god,
a
what
small
is this?
ass, like a really really tiny woman, like petite woman.
Oh my
And then she
god.
like eats the pizza, and then she's got a nice booty, and then that's just like every commercial.
What?
I would be thrilled to make that commercial. They wouldn't even need to pay. I mean, they probably need to pay me a little, but like I would do it, for the cheap.
Oh no. No.
Tell me that wouldn't
Of
be an
all,
amazing commercial.
it would be a hilarious commercial, especially if they like. If it would be an amazing commercial for one thing only though, they have to get and like an air pump like in her underwear, and then like as she's eating the pizza, like blow it up.
Sure.
And
I
then
mean, I haven't really like thought of all the details here, but I think it's like a good concept.
sure.
I think it's a good concept. So,
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean that's like definitely Wawa. I'm definitely still for Wawa. I would actually I would also shill for Aldi's for sure.
more like all
Um
these nuts.
Aldi, yeah, got him.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Yeah. Yeah, I would shill for all. I would Tony Hawk actually shills for Subway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got served an ad the other day. Like Tony Hawk goes off a quarter pipe and basically, much like Dogecoin, goes to the moon and then says like, "Hey, instead of getting a pizza, you should get a sub from Subway. See you later." Yeah, I don't
It's
think it
to me,
was.
it's such a weird, like a weird match because to me, like Subway is like the opposite of extreme. Like if Tony Hawk was in a commercial, to me, it feels like he should be in like a Red Bull commercial or something.
Hey, sure, but he shilled for bagel bites in like the 90s and
Okay, I
2000s.
guess I'm not familiar with.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a huge Tony Hawk fan, so I kind
Yeah,
of
I mean, yeah, I'm not particularly.
yeah. Anyways, enough about Tony Hawk. Now, so I know I know Little Caesars and Wawa and all these. Somewhere that's not food related that I would actually shill for. You're gonna think I'm a little crazy with this one. Hot Topic. Like well, and there's a reason though. There's a reason.
Because you don't want
So,
them to go bankrupt?
well, no, I don't. But one of the reasons is like you like I just want
I
to
feel
like
like they should
view a
rename their
commercial.
company to like mildly warm topic. Like I don't think. You know what I mean?
Wildly warm topic.
I
Yes,
feel like
because
I feel like the only people who go to Hot Topic anymore are doing it ironically. Like, hey, you want to go to Hot Topic? Wouldn't it be hilarious? Like, yeah, man, let's
any-
go.
anyone over the age of 20, yeah, definitely. Anyone under the age of 20, I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
like
I mean, I guess I don't know. Like, maybe if they sold like vape products there, like that might get the youth to go.
well, I mean lots of people in like tweens or teens or whatever. Lots of people like who are under the age of 20 love Hot Topic.
Hmm.
Uh but yeah, like
All right.
one of the
What do
reasons
I know?
there's a reason why I would shell for Hot Topic. I've always had this idea of like someone who looks super basic going into like a store like Hot Topic. I know this has been done before, but I love this idea so much. And then all of a sudden they just have like a nose piercing, they have black hair, liquid eyeliner, all this shit, and then And then they're like, "Whoa, that was a trip." And then there's just like the commercial just says, "Yeah, come to Hot Topic. This could be you." I always kind of love those kinds of commercials.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't really see a lot of commercials in general, so I really don't know what
Yeah.
commercials are like these days.
Well, I mean, I remember seeing one like that in like the early 2000s and laughing my ass off at
Hmm.
it. Like I remember vividly, like, and I'm sure maybe someone in the comments will know, but there was like this one. In fact, I'm actually what I'm talking about is a commercial I saw like 2004, 2005 ish, where it's like a goth kid or something like that going into some store, and then they're like, "Oh, okay," and then they walk out, and then they're like, the parent has like a mohawk dyed pink, the other
Hmm.
parent has like a nose ring, and like the kid is like, "I told you," and they're like, "Whoa," and then like that was just the ad, and it's hard to explain, but it was like one of the funniest things ever the way they did it, and I don't even remember what it's for, but the commercial itself is pretty funny. But I love those kind of commercials where it's just, hey, if you come in here, you will change for the better, 100%. Like commercials in general crack me up though.
Are there any like nonprofits that you'd shill for? Because a lot of celebrities will like shill for
Um,
PETA. That's like what all the cool
Wikipedia,
kids are doing.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Yeah, I'd shill for Wikipedia. I feel like
Fuck yeah, I show up
Wikipedia
for
like
Wikipedia.
doesn't need anyone to shill for them though. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, but at the same time, the
although
number
they
of
are like
times a
always
day
asking for me to like give them $2 or something. Like, hey, if you don't give us $2, like this site might go away next week. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
yeah. To be fair, the only reason I would donate to Wikipedia is because like it's one of the most useful places on the internet, and it's like, well, you want $2, $3, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Like this Wikipedia has been very, very useful both in my university days and even now.
yeah. I mean, I don't think there are any nonprofits that I would shill for currently. Like, not that I've heard of. But if there was like a
Wiki,
nonprofit for like helping people like stop watching anime, I'd probably shill for them. I'd be like, parents, talk to your. I don't know how it'd go, but it'd be kind of
um,
like all the anti-drug commercials, except it's anime instead of drugs.
also the Humane Society. I'd also shill for the Humane Society.
Yeah, it's another one. I don't really think they need people to shill for them.
Yeah,
Maybe it'd start a nonprofit called like Fathers Against Anime, FAM, and it'd just be
oh my
like
God. You
dad,
know,
like the commercial just be like dads talking, like probably the commercial. I don't know. I'd like play the kid because I still look like I'm 12, and then like someone else would be playing my dad, and he'd like catch me like watching anime or whatever, and I don't know. I don't know what happened next. I haven't thought this through, but if there is like a like warning parents about why anime is bad kind of commercial, I would want to be in that commercial.
and I mean,
I mean, marijuana is like legal in most of the country, and we've still got like commercials about like, hey guys, don't let your kids do weed drugs.
oh man, I mean, you look like a kid. I don't know. I mean, your hair's falling out. Yeah,
Well, yeah. Other than that, I would. I mean, after I'm a celebrity, I'll be able to get my hairline back. That's like how it works. Like, have you seen like
yeah,
what Elon Musk's hairline used to look
yeah.
like?
That's what I was just about to say, actually.
Dude has like magic powers. This is
But
what this is why there's like all these conspiracy theories about like elitists like drinking kids' blood. They're probably thinking like, well, how else do they get their hairline back? It must be by eating babies. Anyways, we've used up enough time. We need to move on to the next
or
topic here.
yeah, that's fine. Oh man, oh boy, I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Oh man, all right. So with Goat Highlander, I did some thinking lately, and I realized that like every Goat format deck starts with the same, 5 to 7 cards or something like that. there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but like one of the things that I actually played a couple of matches of recently and I really enjoyed was like Goat Highlander with a modified ban list. It's like there are some cards that like we've termed are like either too good or make the deck too uniform and not necessarily good for the format. In like Goat Highlander, like for example, you gotta ban the Trinity, you gotta ban BLS, those kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My view is, again, you picked the topic, not me. I mean, my view's always been pretty consistent, which is that like most of these sort of alternate goat formats are just kind of like a solution in search of a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get that like okay, goat format isn't perfect, but like no format's gonna be perfect. And to
Yeah,
me, like goat format certainly like passes the good enough threshold. So I feel like
yeah.
arguing over like, hey, what if we banned this card? Like to me, it's just a waste of time, or not the best use of time at any rate. Like,
Yeah, no, I hear you. And like another thing is like it's more of like I was kind of like I was testing this deck which was like I don't know if you ever heard of like the Soul of Purity and Light deck with like Freed the Brave Wanderer.
oh,
It's
I've
basically
made
like
that before. Did you play
yeah,
Sacred Crane in your build with Dimension Fusion?
no, but I did play two Returns from the Different Dimension. I didn't play any Sacred Cranes. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like super good, but it is fun. It's fun to play.
So where are you going with this? What about Soul of Purity and
Where
Light?
Well, what I was talking about is I was just talking about like I was testing like this deck and I was having a lot of fun with it, but then like it got stale pretty quick, and I'm like,
Hmm.
man, what if like, and then I got thinking, well, like I think I need to take a break from Go format for a minute. I'm like, what if I played like Highlander matches? And I really did enjoy the Highlander format, but it does make some cards really busted, some cards virtually unplayable.
Well, I mean, it certainly makes Thunder Dragon unplayable.
Well, I was about to say, like, good luck playing your Thunder Dragon decks.
Yeah, I mean, mostly I
I
just think
mean,
it's kind of like a lower power version of Goat format, right? Because you just
oh yeah, it's all, and that's one of the things I like about it, actually.
uh, to me, like the main thing I wouldn't like about it is I feel like it would mostly just evolve into like every deck being like a good stuff deck. Like you couldn't really play like archetypes. I mean, maybe you could play like Burn and Highlander. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I don't even think there are like enough good Burn cards to play Burn. Um,
Yeah, there
it's
might
like,
be. I
oh,
mean,
one wave motion cannon, one stealth bird, like one nightmare wheel. I don't know.
yeah. Well, another thing is like there are card choices in Highlander that you get that you would not expect to get to go to like. One of the matches someone played like a normal monster deck and ended up playing Biomage, and I was like, and it was actually like not like it wasn't the best, it wasn't like a super like good deck, but it was fine. Like I've seen worse decks,
Hmm.
but like Biomage was like a viable choice in that deck. It was like some sort of like normal monster themed deck, and I'm like, that is such a cool idea. It's probably not much better than say like I just like 19 like a beatdown like normal monster deck, but it was interesting and fun. Like it, like obviously, you're like we wanna try to win our goat format games, but once in a while, you kind of want to dick around with something like, oh man, let's play Law of the Normal with 5 normal monsters, and then just cheese our opponent out. Like those kind of things do bring joy to one's
I mean, I'm
life.
not sure how that's like more viable in Highlander though, because it's like all of your normal monster synergy you can only play like one of. I don't know. To
I
me,
like I said, it was interesting. I didn't say it was good. I said it was interesting.
okay, I don't know. To me, it just seems like I think like okay, in some senses there might be like more diversity in terms of like individual cards, but I think there'd be like less diversity in terms of like strategies. I feel
Yeah,
like
I was actually just about to say that.
it
Like,
would just be
it's
like
what
everything would just be like okay, I'm just gonna play like every plus one possible. Or
Yeah.
every like sort of decent like card that like trades reasonably well. Like every deck would probably play like one DD Assailant, for example, right? Because like
Oh yeah, DD Assailant's amazing in Highlander, and by that extension, one DD Warrior Lady, one Exiled Force, one Rhoda. That's a pretty common package in Highlander.
sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, you would expect it to be. I mean, I think in terms
Um,
of like
I
doing like
think
goat format in a way that like maybe like makes it more interesting and kind of adds like a new flavor would be like goat format draft, not like cube draft where like oh there's only one pot agreed, but like where you have cards that are like rare, common, uncommon, and people could like basically draft like the same decks that they play in goats normally. And
so like have like packs of like, hey, this is Thunder Dragons a uncommon or whatever.
right, exactly.
And then instead of 9 Yu-Gi-Oh packs, have like a 13 or 15 card pack.
I don't know. I mean, you could do it like however you wanted, right? I mean, um, but I mean, yeah, I think it would be interesting.
I mean, if you did like a 4 or 5 pack, if you did like a 4 pack draft with like 20 card packs, or not 20 card pack, like 17 card packs or something like that. I mean, that would be interesting. Like, and I feel like if the packs that I remember we used to do Yu-Gi-Oh drafts back in the day, like on this, I think it was Lackey or something like that, whatever that
Yeah,
dual
yeah,
simulator was.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I just remember like there would be like 4 cards left in the pack, and I'm like, man, this is a pretty tough decision.
yeah. I
That
mean,
just doesn't happen.
yeah. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's like never really had like a great limited format. Um,
Not an official format. I mean,
right.
so to be fair, that draft format you made was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't perfect. I actually think like a goat format draft could potentially like be even better. Mine was like pretty high powered because like the themes were like dragon rulers, black
Light Sworn,
wings, light sworn zombies, like fire and
Glad
ice
Beast, maybe.
hands. Yeah, glad beasts were in it. It was kind of like sort of like the modern decks. It was mostly like, oh, I draft like the nuts dragon ruler deck. You draft like the nuts like
Glad
light
Beast.
sworn, yeah, or the nuts glad beast deck or whatever, and we see who wins. And yeah, I mean, it was like the metagame was kind of interesting because
Like
people
lights.
like a lot of people went into it assuming like, oh, X is the best archetype, so I should just always try to draft that. Where it's like clearly that's not how drafting works.
No, not at all.
Um. So yeah, so I think now would be a good opportunity for me to demo some of the new Goat Simulator features. And hold on, let me make sure that you can see my screen, Matt.
I was about to say, like, please make sure I can.
Hold on, screens. All right, so can you see my screen? It's right now. It's loading here. So I don't know. Some people might be a little disappointed because there's not like a ton of new features. A lot of what I've been working on is like architecture stuff, and people who aren't familiar with like programming probably don't know what I mean by that. But that's just sort of basically the way that all of the different parts of the app talk to each other. Right? I've kind of been working on that.
You're writing this in React.js?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one thing you notice is I added this logo up here. Someone else made this for me. I'm not sure if he wants me to like call him out or whatever. I'm not trying to like take credit for it. But yeah, he made me this
But
logo.
someone. I mean, hey, ask him, and you can like put a comment on the video or whatever. Not a
Sure.
comment video, description.
But yeah, I mean, logo looks reasonably nice. I mean, I think most logos are kind of either like amazing, like legendary, like McDonald's or FedEx, or they're just good enough. And I think this one's good enough. Not legendary, but gets the job done.
I can't really see it.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I mean, when it's on like your screen in real life, like it's a little easier to see. I might use it in other places. I don't know. It's just kind of, to be done. So one thing that I'm working on, and this isn't really done right now, is leagues. And I've sort of like talked about how this is going to work. There'll be basically leagues is where you go to play people, right? Um, just kind of like how Dueling Book has like different dueling rooms, right? They have like the advanced room, the goat room, whatever. Basically, instead of rooms, we have leagues, and players can create their own. Um, so right now it says fetching your list of leagues. Well, there aren't any because that hasn't been implemented yet. And same thing for like join leagues. The idea is here it will list the leagues that you're already a member of. Here it lists sort of the other leagues that you could potentially join, and then if you want, you can make your own. So, I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So the idea is, you give your name a league, like say this is yours, and you say, okay, name's gonna be Matt's League, and description, for cool people only. And here it shows you what the ID will be. And then like you have all these settings, right? So you can either like use like sort of an anonymous queue for matchmaking, or it can be like host join. If you want, you can not use a ranking system, and then that card goes away if you turn it off. And then you have the switch for allow multi accounts or don't. And there's like info here that explains what all of these means. So like if we turn this off and say okay, we want to ban multi accounting, what that does is it'll block proxies, VPNs, and Tor, and it'll log the user's IP addresses so you can ban multi-accounts. And here, you can either manually approve or auto-approve members when they join. I think most people probably just leave this on auto-approve, but if you want to, like, I don't know, make sure that you don't hate the person first, you can say, okay, I want to manually approve. It says, they can't play matches in your league until you manually approve them. Then there's a button for, like, hey, in your league, are you going to allow Xarian or not allow Xarian? Because I know, some people...
Oh, is Xarian making a comeback?
Well, some people prefer to play with it, right? I mean, my view with this is, customer's always right. If they want to play with Xarian, not my problem. They can create their own league and do it. And then here, if you want to like have a website so that people who join your league know what your website is, maybe it's www.matsleague.com. All this stuff is optional here. And then basically you can sort of fine tune the rating system. And again, like if you don't understand what these things mean, it'll tell you. So the center that's the rating that everyone starts out at. Then K value is the higher the K value, the faster people win and lose rating. And then, daily ratings decay, that's basically to punish people for being inactive. If you don't want any decay, then you can just set this to 0. And then you can either, like, enable or disable the new player bonus, which basically means that when someone has just joined the league, they will gain or lose rating faster than normal. And then right now this, like, save and create button doesn't do anything yet, but at some point it would do something, and then you would have your own league, right? And then you could do things like, oh, here are the people that I want to be the judges in my league, and then that would also be where you could like run tournaments. So you could be like, okay, in my league I want to have a tournament, I'm going to schedule it for Saturday, whatever. So basically it's kind of like rooms in Dueling Book, except instead of it being, oh, there's just these rooms, it's you can create your own. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. It's still sort of a work in progress. Okay,
I mean,
hold on. Why is this not working?
Well, I mean, I thought I was watching my stream, just kind of like bugs out there.
No, I mean it's browser. Well, I was gonna show people something else. I was gonna show them that I added some scripts. Hold on. Basically, I had like added some card scripts. Like for Delinquent Duo, I added a script that like randomly discards a card from your hand. Because like it's actually pretty annoying on Dueling Book how they don't have that, and people will like freak out if you like roll a dice and like pick a different card than they were expecting, or don't roll a dice or whatever. So I wanted to show how basically I just implemented a script that does random discard for you.
It's like, yeah, I hate for like, hey, you gotta roll a die, and I'm like, no, dude, just shuffle. It's random. They were like, no, it's not random because you know what? Because you could pick a card that I don't want you to pick, and I'm like, well, yeah, but it's still random. I don't know what cards are in your hand.
Yeah. So, yeah, I need to look at that bug. I think maybe I'd sort of changed. I don't know. I'd changed something on the back end. I think with like decks or something like that, because it acted like, oh, it couldn't. The error was that like it couldn't. It tried to shuffle the deck because like, when the game starts, the deck is shuffled obviously, and like it threw an arrow and it tried to shuffle the deck. So there's something going on there. So I need to look at that. So yeah, it was a little I don't know. I didn't get to show off as much as I wanted, and I think actually my webcam was like covering up part of this. So I'll move this over here. So yeah, so that was yeah, it was kind of it. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and sign off. Next week's podcast, I will have some more things to show with regards to the simulator. I'll look at that bug, and yeah, there'll probably be more stuff to show off. And I don't know. I was hoping we could have already started like sort of like pre-beta or alpha, whatever you want to call it. I was hoping we could get like some people. I was hoping I would be at the point where people could start testing the product, but I've been working a little slower than I hoped, obviously. But yeah, hopefully at least by like, I don't know, July, people will be able to do some testing. But yeah, I mean, until next time, make sure you smash the algorithm, follow the like button, and I don't know, do some other thing.
Okay.
I always top, won't accept 33. I always fresh, never wear a dirty tee. Never drop a game, so I say GG. Master of cards, so they call me MC.